For my reflection video, I took some time and actually had the weekend, went to a Christmas party, talked about my classroom experiences and how it's going, and, uh, and this is pretty much the sum of what I came up with. So to start off with what I learned and what I'd like to share about my industry, first off I'd like to talk about the actual sharing part. I really liked how a lot of this class was discussion based, and not only did we look for things on the internet, we looked for things, in our reading and whatever we could find, but we also posted them and we got to feed off of each other's information that we all found and kind of built this web of everyone's information, what we all had opinions on, and really brought it all together to get different views on all the subjects. What I came to find was, one, the groups that are out there. There's so many places where you can discuss things about your industry, places where you can find information. There's all the different social media, there's YouTube where you can find different technical videos and ways to find different techniques to do things, opinions on what works, what doesn't work, what sells. I found that there are a lot of extra sources out there that Full Sail can provide a lot of information, but there's so many different views and different ways to explain things that you really can find in so many different places on the internet, on media, and it is a great resource to look at different ways that you can learn about these things. I also like that you can find a lot of contacts through social media. I personally haven't done a lot of social media myself. I have a Facebook account. It's a lot of my family, and I go on every so often. But this really did open up a lot, that through Twitter, through Facebook, lots of different avenues you can take. You can find other professionals, you can communicate with your peers, other people that are doing the same studies that you are, and you really can bounce things off of them. You can build a nice network to support yourself with. I like the things like the terms assignment, and I found that although I'm really into gaming, I'm into designing them and going further with my career, there are a lot of things that I didn't know. And along with the terms that I had to look up and then I had to put into my assignment, I also went back and looked through all of them and just started Googling them. And it added to my knowledge of my industry and what I'm going to need to know as I progress. I found a lot about myself and what drives me. I really strive to be creative. I need it. I don't feel as fulfilled if I'm not creating. And to look through other social media, look through videos that other designers and creators and graphic artists have posted that show their same drive and what really leads to a fulfilling career, really was inspiring to me. It really got to that key part of myself that I'm trying to fulfill, and it really just amps me up that much more that this is achievable, this is what the future is going to look like, and I can be a part of it. I did like how you can see so many different views on the internet. You see one person likes this, one person likes another, there are different techniques, there's so many different ways to tackle the same problem that it really just opened it up that the sky is the limit, that you can go with your creative urges and it can be successful. You can go about a problem a different way, and it doesn't have to be a set standard of steps that you take, and you still can come out with a great outcome. So it kind of pushed me more towards that I can be very creative. I can use my own ideas and go with my gut, to where if I'm passionate about it and it shows in my work, that somebody out there will hopefully feel the same way, and I hopefully will be successful with those gut instincts. For what I learned about my own future is a summary of that I can let my imagination run, which is just a great concept to me. I really thrive on being creative and coming up with my own ideas, and often get a little stuck in some situations where there's a policy, there's a standard operating procedure, there's a certain way to do it. That this really is a field that you can use your own instincts, that you can really push out what you feel is right and really come up with something that is truly original and yours. I learned that I can build a network to support myself in my career. Both now, I've already added on a few of the students here at Full Sail. I've added on professionals from my industry. I've gone back and forth with a couple of them, and a couple of them are already starting to provide me with some helpful information, and I hope to eventually find a mentor out of the situation. And it's really great. You can bounce your ideas back and forth off people. You can find out what drives them and what techniques they use, and you really can problem solve and find different ways around a problem. I plan to continue to use mission statements and goals throughout my experience here at Full Sail and throughout my career. It's a great way to monitor what you're doing and set these goals so you can take one step at a time and feel yourself succeeding as you go. I plan to rewrite my mission statement as I go, and even into my career, one project at a time, to really keep myself on track and keep my views and my values right in front of me. So getting into the next subject of how I plan to use the skills that I've acquired here in the TEM class. That's one of the first things, is that I want to set my goals as I go, because that's what will help me grow and that'll keep me on track. And I want to continue to build my support network. Like I said, I've already reached out to a couple professionals, and I want to reach out to more and really just build those connections so that when I do graduate and I do get into the field, I already have contacts that I can go back and forth. Look, this is what I'm doing now. This is where I'm going with it. What do you think? What are you working on? And really, it builds that connection that, you're not alone doing this. It's not just, what can I think of today and I'm stuck. You can have other friends and acquaintances in the business that can really help you along. I plan to continue to search media, search the internet, search YouTube as I go through my courses here and into my career, because you really can find so many different ways to go about problem solving and finding out the information that you need to find to complete your assignments and to eventually complete your projects when you get into your career. And even with this assignment, I plan to continue to do it again and again. Reflecting on what you've done and where you want to go is a great exercise. And even in this format, to take videos of yourself, to document where you are now and where you want to go, helps you kind of look back and see your progression, see where you started, see where you are now, and see where you want to go. And even if you're having a down day, if you're in a position where you're kind of questioning your values or where you're going, it's a great thing to look back at and say, yes, this is where I was going, this is what I need to do, and it really brings it all together again. And to conclude, advice that I'd give for TEM students coming into this class after us, the main thing that I can start off with is start connecting right away. Find those connections, find your peers, talk to them, find other professionals in the industry, talk to them, look for mentors, look for guidance, look for the ways that other people do it. There really are so many people already in our career that are successful, that are really making things happen, that will help you, that will reach out to you, that will go back and forth with you, and it really helps. It really helps to make those connections and build friendships with these people that can guide you along. I also would suggest looking beyond FSO for additional information while you're doing your assignments. Full Sail is great with the information they give. They give you read-in, they give you places to go, they give you additional resources, but there's even more on top of that. There are videos of people and what they've done before. There are just people directly that you can go back and forth of and bounce ideas off of. You can get so many different opinions that help add to your knowledge and really make you more whole for feeling what people want, what people need, and what will work with your projects. And lastly, the main thing that I've learned is just to go with your gut and put yourself out there. The main thing here is that all of us, there are many different majors that come into the TEM class, but all of us here are here because we want a creative future. We are creators here, and we are the new ideas of the future. We are the new concepts, and every new concept has to start with an original idea. And whether it hasn't been done before, whether you might feel it's weird or not accepted or a little off from what people have wanted before, the point is that that's your idea, that's your passion, and you want to put that forward. You want to make sure that your ideas are what goes into your work. And there are no bad ideas. Every new concept starts from some wild idea that came out of nowhere. So go with them. Take your ideas, put them forward, put yourself out there, and you won't regret it. Thank you.